Hey, welcome back to your mats, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm answering your questions today. Thank you. You can always post a question to me on Instagram or Facebook or even Twitter. I'm not so great on Twitter, so I don't go on there very often. But if you have any questions that you'd like answered in my video series, please hit me up on Instagram. I'm happy to answer your questions. So the question of the day today is, how do you build a sequence toward a personal practice? I thought that was a great question. I think a lot of us are afraid of cultivating or curating a personal practice because we don't know what to do, we don't know where to go, and that's fair. There's a couple things you can do if you want to build a personal practice relatively quickly. Often my personal practice is connected to an online site that offers yoga. So there's my own personal site, which is Yoga for All Students, which has hundreds of videos on there that we've curated over the past 7 years. So there's quite a bit of content on there to help you move through a personal practice that might give you some inspiration and ideas for getting on your mat. I also belong to Yoga International and OmStars, and I have a lot of content on those two channels as well. So that's really helpful for cultivating a home practice if you still feel you need a teacher after this little tutorial. So for me, when I'm building my home practice, I kind of vamp off of a standard Sun Salute. What I like about a standard Sun Salute is there's a forward bend, there's a back bend, there's a strength move, and it flows. And I kind of like that for myself. So personally, I'm a vinyasa kind of person. I like to move my body in a way that feels flowy. For some of us, we might prefer a hatha yoga practice. And what I also do is I'm very in tune with my body. I pay a lot of attention to how I'm feeling in the moment, and then I decide to work on what's maybe tight or what's sore every single day. So I wake up out of bed and I notice my shoulders feel tight. I spend a lot of time on the computer. I spend a lot of time in forward reflection. So if you're one of those people, then you want to do something that's a shoulder opening practice. I also walk a lot, so my hamstrings are tight. My hips tend to be tight because those are exercises that shorten your hamstrings walking or running or cycling or anything like that. So then I'm like always working on that back body. So I start with a basic Sun Salute, and then I add poses in that feel good in my body. So let me do, hopefully I can stick to 5 minutes for this one. Let me do a little 5-minute practice that I would do to open my shoulders, but starting with a Sun Salute. So anyway, I'll do my best to stick to 5 minutes. Maybe I'll just use my watch. What a novel idea. So come to the top of your mat and start in your favorite Sun Salute. So I like to do something super basic. For me, I find it really difficult to just wake up in the morning and come to a forward fold, especially if my hamstrings or my hips are tight. So I'll start warming up in standing. So whenever I do a warm up, because we're going to use all parts of the spine today, I just kind of try to move the spine in all kinds of different ways that may not look like yoga, but may have shapes of yoga. So we move the spine back bending, then I do a little forward bend, then I do a side bend, and then I twist. So you can see that the spine moves in 6 places, 6 directions. So I'm going to curl my shoulders back with my heart. There's my back bend, making sure I'm rooting through my feet. And then instead of like folding all the way forward, which my back might not be ready for, I'm going to do a half lift. Then I'll reach my arms up and go side to side. So first things first, just move in a way that feels good. It doesn't have to look like what your yoga practice will look like, because remember, it's your personal practice, so it's going to look all kinds of different ways. So then I'll do a little shake and shake everything out just to notice what's sore. And I'm noticing right away that the right side of my back feels a little sore, so I know I'm going to have to show it a little bit of love and attention. I'm going to take off my sweater because I find when you wear baggy clothes in yoga, it just hangs in your face, and that just makes me frustrated when I'm trying to breathe and all my shirt is in my face. So let's come to the top of the mat, root down and wide through the feet, and start with our favorite Sun Salute and then add on. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, bending the knees, bringing our hands to our knees. So this is how I really move into my forward fold with a lot of love for my body. And then hands can come to blocks. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This is my favorite Sun Salute to do. And then I'll step back for my right leg, right knee down. Inhale, there's our hip opener and our back bend combined in one pose. then both hands to the floor, then I'll step back into a strength move. So top of a push-up plank is my strength move. And I'm just pushing the floor away from me. I'm rounding my shoulders a little bit because I'm trying to get a stretch between my shoulder blades. Then lowering the knees down, lowering the chest down, and then I take my hands outside the blocks. You can either press your palms into the earth. I like to come up onto my fingertips, curl my shoulders back, push the tops of my feet down. Here's my back bend. And then I plant my hands, push yourself back up into tabletop position. Once again, there's my strength move. And then down dog, there's your inversion pose. So already you've hit a lot of the major movement groups that you want to do in your practice. I'm using blocks to lengthen my arms because my hamstrings aren't properly warmed up yet. And so I start my practice with my blocks, and at some point I may or may not use them. And then bending your knees, let's come to a chair pose, yet another strength move. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, and then I'll lace my fingertips behind my low back, squeeze between my shoulder blades, lift my heart, second back bend, and then release. So when I'm thinking about building my own practice, these are all the things I want to add. Back bend, forward bend, now we're going to add a twist, and a balance pose, because we've done a lot of the movement already. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the second side, and then start adding on. Inhale, reaching our arms high to the sky. Exhale and fold, hands come to blocks. Inhale, half lift. So I'm already noticing my body's getting warm. And then I'm going to step back with the left foot, left knee comes to the earth, and then inhale, reach up. So there's the back bend, hip opener all at the same time. Then releasing down, stepping back to plank pose. There's my strength pose right away. And then lowering down, moving through strength. Keeping my hands this time on the blocks, I'm going to curl my shoulders forward. Back bend. Plant, pushing in through my hands, back to strength move. Down dog. And I'm getting a little bit of a shoulder opening here. And walk my feet forward towards my hands. Back to my forward fold. Knees are super soft. Just we want to protect our back at all times. We want to protect our body whenever we practice. Inhale, half lift, because we may need it for later. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. So then I'm exhale, hands to heart center, just checking the time for you. Then I'm going to continue to build on that. So what is missing from the practice? I'm missing a twist, right, to move the spine in every direction. I'm missing a balance pose, right, because I want to challenge my balance. So how do I add that into a basic sun salute? So inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, and then right leg back. We've done this already. Inhale, reach up, and then we can add a twist. One way you can twist is right arm forward, left arm back, twisting from beneath the rib cage. Or you can hook your right elbow behind your left knee. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more intense, this is where you add on. So we're just taking a basic sun salute and adding what we feel we need in the practice, right? Hands to blocks, step back into down dog. So you can find pictures and videos of basic sun salutes on YouTube. If you just type in basic sun salute, you can get even like a PDF. And then you can start adding on to that basic sun salute to get your own customized practice. Inhale forward to plank pose. This is new, right? Because we stepped back to put plank before. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, roll through cobra. And again, exhale, push back to down dog. Walking your feet forward towards your hands. And if you have abundance in the center of your body, walk wide to come up. Inhale, reach up. Now we'll do a side bend. Right hand to left wrist, coming over. So now I'm just kind of adding on places where I think I need more movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, left knee to the earth. Inhale, a reach up. Now we added the twist, right? We added the twist in the side bend. Left hand forward, right hand back, or right hand forward, left hand back, whatever you're doing. So, or you can take that twist if it feels good. Beautiful. Now you have the option here either to step forward, placing the hands on the block and maybe bring a chair pose, or step back to down dog and do a vinyasa. Seeing as we did a vinyasa last time, I'm going to bring my hands to the block, step my feet forward, and come into chair pose. So you're just adding little poses as you go. And there's no set sequence way to go. We did side bend, so let's take another side bend. And now inhale, hands to heart center. You move through a forward bend, a back bend, a side bend, a twist. Maybe you can add a warrior now. So just think about things that you like to do in your regular yoga class and just keep adding on to that basic sun salute. So warrior 2, peaceful warrior, extended side angle. If you follow me, you know I love this. You can now pivot to anything that's a wide facing yoga pose. So when you're in anything that's lateral facing, you can add on any other exercise that's lateral facing, right? And that's how you build out your practice. Just keep playing. The idea is there's no wrong or right way to go here, but you just get to play with what feels good in your body. So my suggestion is start with your basic sun salute, and then just keep adding on poses that you like to do. I'm gonna step back to the top of my mat. So now I want a balance pose, but I also need a hip opener. What can I do? Standing pigeon. So find your a space on the wall where you can set your gaze. You can cross your left ankle over your right knee, and then now you have a balance pose, right? So I would suggest that you don't make it complicated, but what you want to look for in completing your practice, once again, is your forward bend, your back bend, a twist, a strength move, a balance move. So take your basic sun salute and just add on little pieces. And again, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be difficult. You can pick simple movements and just keep building and building and building and building and building until eventually you might have a 30-minute practice or an hour-long practice. If that seems daunting, try jumping online and grabbing a class with one of your favorite teachers, either on the Yoga for All students or Yoga International or OmStars or any of those platforms that I'm on. Of course, I'm going to plug myself. But you can try doing that, and then it becomes custom to you. The first step, too, is to just notice where you are in your body, what hurts, what's sore, and what poses can help alleviate that soreness and make you a little bit more flexible. So I hope that answered your question. Thank you for that question. I thought it was an excellent question. And let me know how you're making out with building your own practice. Know it's going to take some time. You're on the right path, and thank you for being here. So I'll catch you in the next video. Those of you still with me here on YouTube, please, please, please like, subscribe, share. I would love to hear from you. Leave comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you are at building your own practice. And I'll see you in the next video.